how did I get here so quickly? I always say that. It's been a wild ride, and it is I that have to thank all of you for everything that's happened. And I don't think it's often that someone comes from another country, walks into a job, enjoys the job, loves it, and stays for 30 years, and finds a hard time leaving, walking away from people. And all of you, you all have a special place in my heart, because there are memories with every one of you, and special memories with a lot of people. There's so many funny stories. But I'm not going to say, it'll make a long story longer. But, when Martin eyed me and his mother came in and she had a button on and she said, and the button said, "Down with apartheid," I knew Martin's got to be right somewhere. He's got to be okay. And the times were so much slower then. We worked at such a slower pace. When Sal had a Friday afternoon clinic, we actually scheduled tea time in. and we'd have tea, and Sal would tell me stories from the Quran, and I loved it. And I loved it when the patients didn't show up, because I would listen to all these stories. And then there was Don Levine, who'd bring his old English sheepdog to the office, and we'd have to walk the dog while he was seeing the patient, and then he would play his flute and de-stress in the office, you remember? And all those lunch hours we went on, never came back till 3 o'clock. Oh, those were the good old days. And
we
Ron,
were on salary then. We did.
and patients' relatives would say to Dr. Chisholm, "I'm going up to the cottage this weekend. Could you keep my mother another couple of days?" and he would say, "Sure. When are you coming back?" And they'd say, "On Monday." He said, "Well, why don't you come and pick her up on Tuesday?" So there was no, what's that length of stay and all of that nonsense. and we. Things changed, so Ron came on board, but before Ron came, Chris and I had a wonderful relationship, the acting chief. And it was 3 years of a good time. It's a learning time for both of us.
Oh,
but yeah, it was tough. But I must thank Ron. He taught me a lot. It was so wonderful working with him, and he was a great guy. And he'd bring me into his office and grill me every day and tell me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. And he taught me a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. And just so many other people. I remember Jim, when Jim came, had 2 little boys, these twins. He came in and they were about 3 years old.
When he had hair.
He never had hair. And he brought the twins in, and the elevator doors opened, and the one twin went into the elevator, and the other one took off down the hall. And he didn't know what to do.
That's why we only have one son.
And Gordon Froggatt used to come and lean over my desk, and I'd say, "Gordon, my face is up here." But aside from all of that, we did get a lot of work done. No, it's been a great ride, and it's been wonderful working with everybody, and I just love the special people, so many good things about everybody. I can't say it all, but I just love all of you, and I thank you. It's I that needs to thank you, because I enjoyed the job so much. I enjoy it so much, and it's hard for me to leave, but it is time for me to leave, and it's a good time. That guy sitting over there, that nice man over there, he makes my day every day. He makes me laugh every day. I love you, Brian. I just enjoy working with you. You've been a good boss. You're a good man, and I enjoy every day. But it's a good time for me to leave, and I've chosen a good lady, and I've waited until we found the right person, and she's going to be okay. She'll be good, and I'll miss you all, but each one of you has a special place in my heart, and you all know why, and I don't have to mention it, but this is just great. I just love it. I don't know what more to say, but thank you for everything. I'm looking to the sunset, to the greatest guy in my life, my soulmate.
I thought you were already off.
No.
We have something for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
But this is it.
Yeah.
So, oops, sorry. So people don't realize that when I list my accomplishments, and it's not really a long list, but my best accomplishment since coming to Sunnybrook is being able to convince Beth not to retire 10 years ago. 20 years ago. She's been retiring for the last 10 years. And the last 5 years has been very, very serious. But Dennis, I mean, she's so lucky to have a partner like Dennis.
I do, I am.
I mean, and she often talked about Dennis and the family and the kids and the grandchildren and everything. As a matter of fact, she didn't talk about anything else. She kept saying why she wanted to retire, and it was always because of Dennis and the family. And, you know, we're very fortunate to have you. They're very fortunate, and you're going to obviously enjoy the next.
Thank you.
The next 50 years. So this is a very small bit of gratitude from the members of the division of cardiology. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I have to tell a story about you.
It's over. Speeches are over.
It just came to mind. You know, when Brian came on staff, I heard that this Dr. Brian Gilbert was coming. He was from Mount Sinai. He's quite a big cheese. And I thought, oh, goodness. Anyway, he phoned me and he said, I'd like to come up and meet you. I'm coming up for a meeting and I'd like to meet you. So, do you remember?
Yeah.
You came to my office and he asked all the inappropriate questions like,
how old are you? Are you married?
Are you married? How many children do you have? How old are your children? What does your husband do? Does he play golf?
What's his handicap?
You
Of course I did.
And I didn't know.
I set the tone. I mean, you know.
And then he says to me, so how old do you think I am?
She, of course, knew everything.
Yes, I did. I got it wrong. Strike number one. And ever since after that, I've been
She
trying
thought
to
I was
catch
only
up.
about 25 or something.
I said 55 and you were only 50.
No. When I came here, I was 46, 47. To be honest. But I mean, another true story is that when I applied for the...
Be on the call.
No, maybe I was 48. That's 47. You know, when I was accepted for the position here, I was going to bring up some people from the Sinai, and I had some very good people who I was fairly close to that were truly good. So at that time, I got a call from Ron Bakery, and I knew Ron for years, and we had often interacted, and we were fairly good friends. And you know, Ron was a very good person, and I trusted his judgment. And he said, Brian, I'm going to tell you one thing. And then he said, I'm going to ask you one thing. He says, if you do anything at Sunnybrook, the one thing you should do is keep Beth. So we talked for a while, and I said, Ron, I know you, I trust you, I'll do it. And it was the best advice I ever had.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
So we're going to have some dessert now.
Okay.
And I just want to remind everybody that there is a business meeting tomorrow. So